Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I am going to be discussing the reasons as to why every woman should be educated and what this means in terms of finding love. Okay, so now we're going to get into that. So basically, I feel that every woman should be educated. Society knows that women should be educated. I feel like that general gender role and that norm of staying at home and taking care of kids is getting so old and so outdated, right? We're millennials, we have the Generation Z coming out, new generations to come. So it's kind of fading away, honestly. Now, if that's always been your goal, is to stay at home and be that beautiful, protective mom of your children, I am not telling you to deter from that. Definitely do what you feel your soul wants you to do, because of course, any job you do that you're not passionate about, you're gonna hate your job. So if your job has always been to, or your dream job has been to be a stay-at-home mom and take care of things and cook and clean, definitely go for that. Yeah, I'm no way deterring anyone from that. But basically, you can do that, but I feel like every woman should have common knowledge, a brain of their own, right? Society has it, that men are just the smarter ones. They always know this and that. They know the in and outs of things, and which is okay. There's nothing to be too upset about that. That's fine. That's how God created us, man, woman. So we know that. But as a woman, you don't want anyone to kind of just bully you around or tell you what to do, like you don't have a brain of your own. So that's why it's so important, aside from being a great mom and stay-at-home mom, and that it's still very important to be educated as a woman. You need to have a degree. You need to have a passion about learning something, And for those that don't have a passion of learning anything, then that's your husband is going to be the way that you'll learn things. Your husband is going to be the one that's not going to be teaching you things. Let's say you're probably from a third world country and your parents couldn't afford to take you to school, and they decided you should marry early, and have your husband teach you. Then that's always something that happens too. That's can always leave a negative remark on the relationship, because of course the man is going to have leverage over the woman and kind of tell you what to do in that sense. And I don't know anyone, that likes to be told what to do 24/7. I personally will go crazy and want to take a breath. I personally would want to go out and take a breath of fresh air and just clear my mind, because I would feel like a robot that's programmed to say yes at this time, say no at this time. And I don't do well with control, basically. So, and that's the thing. That's what automatically happens to women that do not get educated, and you're seeking a man to assist you in every aspect of your life. That's not a good thing. God gave us our own respective brains to go to school, be educated, and really, really get to understand the more things out there in the world, and something passionate, that we really care about. So I just feel like, women that are not educated, it leaves a great chance. It leaves a great, chance for someone to kind of bring you down or step all over you or walk all over you. Or for someone to kind of just control you, like literally. There's some women that get beat up every day at home, probably for not washing dishes on time, or probably, doing a simple task their husband gave them to do, and they forgot, and it's like the husband just takes out all his rage on that woman because you're not educated. So that's why, even if it's a little something you want to learn, really, really do that. If you have to ask permission from your husband to do it, do it. Or even if you're like a model or something like that, and you love doing something like that, at least be knowledgeable in that kind of field that you're going into. Never want to be lost in your field or in life in general, especially as a woman. And I just feel like in terms of finding love, a lot of times now guys are seeking girls that know what they want to do, like have a passion. I don't think any guy, and I can't say, any guy in this world would just take a look, be with the woman just because of her looks, her body, and, be her meal ticket. I personally don't know. Maybe there's some billionaires out there, millionaires out there. That person will love to do it. But I just feel like, even when those girls that go ahead and marry the billionaires, or they sleep with these guys, these big guys out there, this guy is not going to see you as an equal at the end of the day. He's the one that's the billionaire, not you. So he's the one that's going to be controlling. Like I said, money is power. It's whoever has the most money is going to control the other partner. So if you're lacking in that sense, in a financial sense, and you don't have that kind of money, then of course it's the guy with the money that's going to control you. And maybe there's some women out there that like to be controlled. I personally do not like to be controlled at all, like I said. And when you have an education, the importance of having an education is that you can basically have control over your knowledge. The thing about knowledge is that somebody cannot take that away from you. That's something that accumulates on your own from you learning and your experience and your interactions and everything you go through. So there's things that's like, learning from your past and learning from your mistakes. But then there's another type of learning that's actually going to school and getting educated in this field to where I can master this kind of topic and I know what to do and I know how to make it into a career. So that's always important, at the end of the day, somebody can be poor and homeless, and somebody can take your clothes, somebody can take your home, somebody can take your computer, somebody can take everything, but they can never take your knowledge and what you know and how smart you can be to excel. So that's the key fact there. That's the little major impact that I wanted to kind of point out there, is that knowledge is key. Knowledge is very, very important. I know there's some people out there that didn't need to go to school, and normally it was the men. I've seen a lot of men out there that didn't need to go to school and they're making 6 to 7 figures a year, So it's just important that you have knowledge. I'm saying this towards the women particularly because I know with women, there's this little stigma with women that they love to sleep around with men. They don't go to school. They love to stay at home and be baby mamas, and things like that. And it's always a terrible thing. Now, as a Nigerian and coming from a Nigerian background, my parents always instilled to me, you have to be educated. You can be good in bed, you can cook food, you can cook the best meal, you can be the greatest mother in the world. But if you do not know anything in life, your husband will walk all over you, beat you up for no reason, and you're going to sit there and wonder, what did I do? And literally it's not going to be because you did anything. It's because you cannot contribute anything to the household aside from doing little cleaning and cooking and, bearing children. So to me, I see kind of like that little gender role of women as something way back in the 19th, like such a long century ago. That's not something that, a lot of people look into. Of course, I know when I have kids, it's always important that you're a good mom in general. Like, don't take it wrong, guys. It's important for a woman to cook and clean and do all these things. It's amazing. Or let's say you can't do that. You can always hire a maid to do those little things. But never think of leaving your education and, listening to a man as your God, and doing everything he wants you to do. It's part of being a good wife, but only to a certain extent. You don't want to be anybody's robot. You don't want to be a 24-hour clock for anyone. You don't want to be a 24-hour just robot or, personal assistant or maid, doing something like that. So that's just a little gist I wanted to put out there. Education is so key and trivial to not being a good person, just really being successful. I feel like knowledge is success. If you know something and you can apply it in life and you can implement that in the real world and make a career out of it, that's amazing. Like literally there's people in third world countries that want to go to school and they just can't. They have to sit back at home and get into these gender roles and live as a slave essentially. So it's just like for anyone in America, America is the land of gold as we know it. Take advantage of an education, really. Like find a niche where you think that you would be amazing at and excel towards that and go for it. Like for me, I had an initial degree in business, but of course I changed that to nursing. For me, nursing was more than just a job. It was more than just a career. It was a passion that was relatable towards me and my experiences and everything I've been through. So the fact that I could make that into a career and actually get a job, because I already have a caring heart. I was already a C person. I'm already attentive, and it's amazing, the fact that you can just turn something that's a passion into a career. So I love that a lot. And I feel like everyone out there should know their passion, you know, especially if you're a woman. Really talk to a counselor if you're not sure. And always important to be educated as a woman. So important. You do not want anyone to minimize you or make you feel like you're nothing, you know. And I feel like at the end of the day, women are always the ones that are going to be looked at as disposable, nothing, only good at taking pictures, can't do this, can't do that. And I feel like we really need to fill up that gap in society and just, you know, do it good and make sure we are working as a whole to ensure that we're smart individuals. We're not just people that are good in bed. We're not just good at cooking, taking care of kids, you know, like there's more to a woman than just the house. So important to fill up that disparity and change that narrative, of course, because there's women out there that, as we know, there's women out there that love the stay-at-home feel, using someone else's money, swiping someone else's credit card, you know, and living off of a man, essentially. And there's women that are like me, which are independent, educated, can do it on their own, you know, don't need anyone to really kind of give them that boost or, you know, anything like that. Is just something that goes in naturally. So I feel like I want women to be like that. I want every woman to be educated, you know, like we still have a lot of work to do, guys. So I think that's just so important, you know. And in terms of, you know, a man looking for a woman, I feel like, you know, it just really just depends. You know, love comes in different shapes and forms and sizes. So I'm not saying if you're not educated, a man will not come for you. No, but there's some men that don't want to do it all on their own. They don't want to be the ones to pay the car note, the bills, you know, and, you know, normally it's a man's role to do those things, but there's some men that just don't want to do that. And, you know, I don't know about anyone else, but I don't like to be disappointed, you know, and I don't like to depend on any person, you know, any woman, any man. I don't like to depend on anyone because I feel like if someone, you know, fails me and, you know, disappoints me, I'm going to be so infuriated. I'm going to be pissed off, you know, and I'm going to wish that I was able to have that power to pay my bills, to do this, to buy my own car, you know, and I don't have to kind of be someone's puppet and do what they tell me to do because they have this financial hold over my life. So that's just the point of it, guys. I believe, you know, some men that are just out there with the woman for sex, you know, they know that women are disposable. They know that they can just walk all over a woman and they're just going to use you for what they know you to be, right? And know you to just sleep with you. So it's just important that, you know, you do fall in love correctly. You do at least have something that you can say, okay, wow, this is what stands out about me. You know, I'm a graduate at here, or I have a medical degree in here, you know, something that stands out besides those kind of things I've already mentioned, being an Instagram model or doing, you know, and I'm not literally being a naysayer. I'm not saying anything's wrong with these career, but just have something more than just looks. So yeah, guys, it's so important that, you know, the physical attraction is there, but just, guys, you know, I feel like that's always been a woman's narrative, is to look good and do this and that. But I feel like in order for a woman to have more definition and more of a light in society, you know, you have to be educated. It goes in hand with what your knowledge is, you know, and not just what people see on the outside, but what you can actually go up and tell someone, or, you know, like things like that. So education has always been important. I feel a lot of women out there should get educated. If you already have a bachelor's, go for a master's. Never stop at one level of your life, you know. Life is short and we know it, but go see what your full potential is always, you know, and go from there. Never listen to naysayers. Anybody that says you cannot make it as a woman, tell them, okay, watch me excel, you know, and mark your words. Do not change your words if you see me excel. Make sure you keep your words as to, I cannot do this. So yeah. So just never listen to naysayers. Never be around wishy-washy people that are just going to bring you down or only want to be there when you have success or you have some money. Then when you're doing bad, they run away, you know, like those are fake people that will never assist you, never be of any good to you. So guys, it's important you do realize that. And, you know, this message is just all to the ladies out there. Be educated, you know, men are awesome, men are great, men are knowledgeable, and I love that so much. But I'm sorry, if you do not have the knowledge of your own and you cannot like do things on your own, you know, you're not really much of a worth, you know, you're not worth much, you know, if you cannot provide too much to the table, or if the only things you can bring up to the table is around the home, you know. So just really try to kind of be an equal to your partner, and, you know, just be, it comes down to just being educated. When you're educated, you can get a good job, you can, you know, do something that will be of great relevance, and, you know, someone can really see you as a recognized individual versus, you know, a stay-at-home mom or a gossiper down the street or some, you know, something that's irrelevant. So just, that's just the point I want to put out there, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you guys think that women should be educated, or should women stay at home? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I would love to know your insights, and thank you for tuning into this channel.